Hello there, everyone. This is the Master Chief One, and yes, after such a long, I'm assuming estimate-wise, if my math is accurate and correct, and hopefully it'll pretty much be mostly and inconclusively very accurate and correct the majority of the time. It's been probably an estimate-wise of 3 to 4 years that I've unfortunately not done any video content on my YouTube channel after such a long, strenuous, and enduring hiatus break from not literally doing any content, unfortunately enough. Right, but I need to quite well be able to, quite be able to explain myself. And yes, I'm sorry. I'm not really trying to be inconsiderate with it. And I know I repeated myself, but don't get too over concerned or absolutely conflicted about these statements. It's just that I'm just trying to construct my sentence structure here really well, while also trying to stay on a time restraint limit with my recording. Okay, that, and not only that, and my computer's personal visual, my computer's personal visual. Unfortunately, USB drive, USB drive port connected, wired, electronical hardware setup when it comes to the camera function of my personal webcam. Is, I'm sadly and regrettably enough to say the least, is so limited when it comes to its visual perceptual capabilities. Even though, thank goodness, despite the malfunctional glitches I've been enduring, I've been able to get myself a far more let's just say a far more better desktop that's been able to have much more efficient I believe, if I am correct about this, much more efficient gigabyte space. Right, there we go. Well, anyway, I'm so sorry about this, but I'm not really an ignoramus or an absolute idiot. My intelligence level has increased quite immensely, or my intellectual quota level has increased quite immensely. I now really have the intelligence level of about a genius to a super genius. However, one tiny little flaw I ascertained just a little bit still is that when it comes towards being able to, a little bit, as you can still witness whenever I'm making recordings of myself, is that at points I may not be able to quite well, and I know I'm saying quite a bit, but hey, you're seeing I'm not really repeating the same word over again, correctly? Right. Yes, it's just that I'm trying to be able to figure out how, and slow down and think a little bit before I speak, okay? But I know without a doubt that, right, and I got a lot to say. I got a lot to inform you after literally being gone from my content and literally my discussions panel on my YouTube channel being far immensely gone for far too long, even far further long than an unnecessary hiatus for over 7 years. 7 years, unfortunately. And I extremely apologize for that one. I know that there was absolutely, positively no extremely real good excuse for that one, and I mean it. I know that I should have at least done something when it comes to my discussion panel over the many years if anybody wanted to talk to me, but over the time, nobody really wanted to be able to speak to me on my YouTube channel as much for the discussion yeah, panel page as I started to, unfortunately, because I was doing less and less video content, fortunately enough, want to be able to speak to myself within those said virtual discussional panel conversational bits. So yes, regrettably enough, right. But the fortunate news is, yes, I am definitely back, obviously enough, right. So I am fully prepared to, for the most part, to be able to start providing far more greater video gaming content, and also, as you can see from my hat, far more trip video content. Um, and finally get back into the full perspectual swing of things, and be able to provide you guys with hopefully some pretty good, pretty fun, pretty enticing, and pretty enjoyable video content. So you see, I'm developing my structure better. I want to explain a little, and maybe, necessarily elaborate just a bit. Yeah, necessarily elaborate just a bit, and tell you and inform you something that I've been sadly and regrettably enough, have been postponed, have been, well, unfortunately postponing, and literally not wanting to form or enlighten my viewers over so many years. But I think it's necessary. I think it's unfortunately a little bit necessary, Sari, given that over the years, it might explain my tiny little, still minor mental issue whenever at least I speak in recording a little bit, and I get a little bit conflictedly concerned about time restraint issues and stuff like that whenever I tend to speak within my said videos. As you see, I'm not constructing and saying consistently anymore in this part of the video. Right. Look, I'm just looking at my timer, that's all, and well, I'm trying to, say to myself, oh my goodness, I have so much, in numerous number of details, facts, and information, given the so many years, of estimate-wise, 3 to 4 years I've been gone, just as another little brief recap of my video content. But I digress. Yes, that my disability, and I know, I'm not getting to the point, and brief point, and I'm staggering. Unfortunately, I'm staggering, getting a little off topic. I ascertained a tiny little bit of now only a tiny bit of a mental disability, known as Asperger's, a pretty very well known, disability known as Asperger's syndrome, and I fall under the spectrum. So yeah, Asperger's syndrome, or autism is another word for it. And yes, I fall under the spectrum of Asperger's syndrome, or another word that's referred to it as high functioning autism. So yes, that may clearly explain to you people, viewers, sorry about that, sorry, force a habit, okay? Right, but viewers, but I know that you're people too, so it's not a completely off thing. Just see, I'm just a tiny, itty bitty bit out of practice, right? well, anyway, right. I never was willing to. I know, I'm sorry, very sorry, or highly apologize again that I was never willing to disclose and be able to inform my viewers all this time of my mental disability. Okay. And really, once again, I so apologize for at least not informing any of you over these so many years. I know I should show you viewers a little bit more respect than that, okay? Right. Well, anyway, my delay should be able to also explain to you and be able to inform you, because I know you viewers have asked me probably questions over the years, just kind of, but not by much, you know, when it comes to all of my different walkthroughs, let's plays, and playthroughs. Well, pretty much more like as I went further ahead before my 3 to 4 year delay and absolutely zero sources of video content. Yeah, right. Unfortunately enough, I know, right? Unfortunately. But if you're curious about this repeating, that's just a simple little thing. And trust me, when you use it sometimes, it's not that big of a deal. I know I'm repeating myself, but I really do, sadly enough, feel just a little bit sorry, but it's not really my fault. And this is why, no doubt about it, that, yeah, no doubt about it, and right, it's really not my fault, okay? Okay, please try to understand. Really, please try to understand, viewers. I've been dealing with a lot of personal stuff with my family over the last couple of years, somewhat, okay? And you of course realize in the background that, yeah, I'm no longer right, but that's what I want to do. That's why I have to go into elaborate detail and inform you guys as to right. That, and I'm sorry, I know you might be wondering, well, why don't I show a full-on visual 360 representation of both my my different forms of recording equipment, and when it comes towards my different gaming consoles, now that I'm well, as you can obviously see, right, living on my own as a bachelor, of course. And you know, this is an apartment complex right behind me in the confines of the background. Well, here's the thing, guys. Unfortunately, I did say the only way that my webcam functions is that it's plugged in through a USB port, and when it comes to my phone, oh, the thing's USB port charger cable is and I need a new USB cable because the one I've purchased over the years before on my mobile my mobile device phone, obviously enough. Yeah, I don't need to inform you about the touchscreen feature. Every single phone has been functionally designed when it comes to its aspectual electrical power sources, and when it comes to its consistent metallic and synthetic polymer alloy consistency, right, is now all a finger touch screen. Well, the majority are finger touch screen and no longer button function pressing devices, as as just about every single person on the entire planet is perfectly informed or enlightened or self-aware of that, no doubt. So yes, as you see, right, there's your examples right there, your perfect examples, when I'm not literally being concerned about the timer and the time. See, my sentence structure's good, my sentence structure's grammatically accurate, fluent, efficient, effective, sounds like a normal human being speaking. I just want to make a silly little reference because this is a part of the update video too, because it tells about my new future video gaming projects I'm going to be doing. I just want to inform you, and I'm using Bentley's voice here. Yeah, well, the best Bentley voice I can do. Okay, I understand. Yeah, I'm not Bentley, but or the voice actor Matt Olson for Bentley. But I'll try my best, to imitate his voice, of course. Yeah, as you can quite clearly see, See, I talk quite much like Bentley does. When it comes to being a real normal human being, and actually I have quite a sophisticated vocabulary on my own person. Yeah, see? Right. Yeah, so I'm not really that dumb. Sometimes I just like to talk in more briefer layman's terms a bit because I know I just want to be able to appeal to every audience out there. You know, every audience out there involving my viewers, so that you guys can be able to comprehend everything I'm literally saying when it comes towards when I go into more high when I start speaking more like a high intellectual high intellectual quota genius with my vocabulary and stuff. Because if you remember and recall the mission code capture with Sly, yeah, Bentley, yeah, with Bentley, Sly literally said, "No, no, see, sorry, okay, no, see." Now see, you lost me again. I'm sorry, I have a deep voice, but I just cannot, for the sake of me, one of the many different voices as a talented actor, I just can't imitate very well. It's Kevin Miller's voice for Sly. I'm sorry. He has such a deep, unique voice that I'm sorry, even with my own voice after all these years, right? And you're probably wondering to yourselves, you may look at me and go, Chief, it's been so many years for the viewers who have stayed dedicated to my channel. And yes, I know, 390 subscribers, and I've lost so many of them because I've been neglecting video content for so much. And again, sorry, regrettably sorry, okay? Right. Right. I truly and highly respect and do care about my viewers, all right? Right? But let's just say my personal stuff involving my life matters far more. And yes, this is going to be a bit of a long video, but I know I have to apologize for literally it being 3 to 4 years. But like I said in the discussion panel, for anybody who even reads that anymore on my YouTube channel, because I've lost so much video content over the constant amount of years that I really doubt anybody really reads that. And yeah, I know, I'm thinking to myself, well, I know some people will obviously see my video content when I share it on my when I share it on my video gaming link. And well, the good news is that right, I'll be able to copy and paste my discussion channel comment and post it. I'd be able to post it, but it's been so long that I'm sorry, I cannot recollect or be able to remember. I'm sorry, the name that the name of the Facebook video gaming page. Oh, wait a minute, it's coming back to my memory. Okay, yeah, never mind. All right. And I'm sorry, repeating myself of a word a little bit again, all right? Right. Anyway, given that I'm already more than unfortunately halfway through the video, and thank goodness my computer has far more efficient, I believe, if I'm correct enough about this, gigabyte space to be able to hold the video better than my phone does. Right. Yeah, now that I'm all done talking so long about my apology, and I'm over it, but I feel like I have necessarily explained myself in excruciating and explicit enough detail enough, and giving you guys a good enough, truly from the bottom of my entire loving spirit, okay? And that means every confines of me, especially with this portion interrelating to the soul. Right, okay? Right. I literally want to truly show that I'm really sympathetic and really am, like I said one last little time, so sorry about right. But now I can explain to myself, explain to all you viewers now Now, right, what has been postponing me sadly enough throughout the constant amount of years, and I'll go in order from start to finish, of course, as to from the first event to the final event of what was postponing me over these so many years, and what was so important, obviously enough, that I haven't been able to do as much video gaming content. Well, first I'm going to start off, and this explains a bit more about my own personal life. Okay, right. Anyway, I'm going to first start off with that of the somewhat regrettably sad and unfortunate experience when it comes towards my grandfather, my own grandfather, which yeah, he is no longer with us, and well, he perished. Yes, he was diagnosed with that of Lou Gehrig's disease, actually. Right. Around 2018, he was diagnosed, well, 2017 to 2018, he was diagnosed with that of Lou Gehrig's disease, regrettably enough. And well, because he was diagnosed with the fortunately really bad disease and the negative side effects that come from this said disease of Lou Gehrig's disease, unfortunately enough. Right, my grandfather, once again, my grandfather, right, that he unfortunately ended up perishing only a couple of weeks after his 80th birthday. After taking care of him with the rest of my family around 2018. So yeah, I think having to take care of a grandfather, people, is far more essential, guys, than having to do a bunch of video gaming content for this only being a no doubt, because I really love to be able to help and inform, and like you from Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5s, entertain you guys if I'm really talented at it. Like, literally, I am no doubt about it. Sly, similar to how Everglow is no doubt the best Kingdom Hearts YouTube player out there. I know I'm the best Sly Cooper video game player. And well, yeah, but I'll go in a little more detail than that. I'm going a little off topic, but I just wanted to make that brief. Right. Anyway, I digress. Yes, unfortunately, as a tiny, brief layman's terms recap yet again, right, is that, right, my grandfather, with his diagnosis of Lou Gehrig's disease. And then, all of a sudden, after my grandfather was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease, and once my aunt and uncle became so busy having to try to adjust from their work schedule to their retirement at the time, and literally cannot take care of my grandmother, and according to my level of spiritual belief, but I think you guys, obviously enough, by the necklace I'm wearing, know what that is, but I'm not going to go into too much detail about that, of course, because it's just, I don't get upset at all very easily anymore. Very similar to that of, well, the Murray! Well, the Murray mostly, but yeah, he doesn't maybe do the best job possible after seeing Sly Cooper Thieves in Time about it, just a hair bit detrimentally a bit, is that, yeah, I was literally trying to, involving my own beliefs, basically Murray's being that he literally, believes in, there's also logical truth that it truly exists in his planet and the world of Sly Cooper. But I was on my own. You could say, well, more like mental spiritual journey and spiritual readjustment to be able to find my center, like the Murray during the time of Sly Cooper 3, Honor Among Thieves, and right. And well, I needed to do it kind of similar to Miss Decibel, but not as badly, whenever I unfortunately got upset at the sad, regrettable, and unfortunately stupid things, bad bad, evil, evil intentioned, tensioned, and regrettably enough, different people out there in the world tended, tended to do detrimentally and unfortunately enough. And I know, yeah, see, I have to crouch. It's my limited visual capacity when it comes to, and visual displaying capacity when it comes to the function at the artificial, the artificial function, display functionality, virtual display functionality of my webcam. And its ability of wide display perspectives, right? That literally, and also I'm a 5'10" guy, okay? So yeah, unlike the voice actor of Arpeggio, I'm shorter than I'm shorter than him, so yeah, I'm not really, okay, guys, the tallest guy in the world. But I am tall enough that literally as I sit down in my chair back here, I can't, be able to, yeah. And you might be seeing through my own personal short setup that literally my television set and my computer must obviously being positioned at a horizontal position. But don't worry, don't worry. I had to show off because I can't show a downward visual displaying very easily, and I need to have my webcam's camera position unlike the other one. Also, because you guys know that my charger cable also is giving me another problem because of its being malfunctioning. I tried to do this recording the very first time, but it's being glitchy and virtually malfunctioning when it comes to the software transferring of any video content I record on it right now, unfortunately. So unfortunately enough, I'm gonna have to substitute my camera in its somewhat lower at least when it comes to daytime capture, it's lower resolution quality again. And I'm sorry about that, guys. I really am. But if I cannot be able to, because of a malfunctioning charging cable for my mobile device phone, be able to easily transfer, and trust me, every time I plug it in and try to transfer the video files and click on the description link that allows me to be able to access video file content and pictures and all that, it malfunctions and literally just puts up a icon display that says no items available, no images available, unfortunately. And that I can't. And see, another unfortunate negative setback due to somewhat incompetent technology, just a little bit. And I've had that problem dealt with me in the past, unfortunately, that some bad little technological setback does. After all, I mentioned about the busted thing with my desktop, and that was basically that I got such a bad desktop model that quite literally it glitched and malfunctioned after only about a year or two of usage. But thank goodness I've got a much more efficient, I got a somewhat more efficient computer model. And also, I'm finally, with my apartment complex, I'm finally no longer living in a village, but living in a kind of, big town now. Basically, my birth town, okay? But I'll go more into detail about that when it comes to my future project. And I know, I see it's already 29 minutes. I'm so sorry. This video is going to be so long. And once again, oh, I am so sorry about that. But yeah, I've been gone for so many years, so please understand why this video was so long. Anyway, now that I've gone about the Lou Gehrig's disease, and that when it came towards my aunt and my uncle going to retirement, my grandmother was unfortunately diagnosed with that of the mental disease the unfortunate mental disease of dementia. Right. And with the unfortunate issue due to the fact my aunt and uncle were trying to deal with arranging it just right and getting ready for their own personal retirement at the time that happened, I literally had to I still had to literally, when that transpired, then take care of, and I knew it was my, let's say, spiritual duty, without a doubt, when it comes to, well, you can see, right, of having to no doubt, lovingly and caringly enough, take care of my grandmother, and grandmother, my time of need. And well, I was the only one, literally, in my entire family at the time who could take care of her. So yes, people, I literally had to take care of my I literally had to take care of my grandmother through her time of dementia, all on my own. Okay, right. Right, and trust me, if for anyone out there who literally has had to do that, you know that's not an easy task to have to deal with all on your own, pretty much, just about pretty much, with only the smallest amount of help for for quite a bit of time from my aunt and my uncle. Right. Because I have quite literally, well, let's see. Yeah, great aunts, right? Great aunts. One great uncle, right? But I literally have an actual set of two different uncles and two different aunts. Aunts in this case, my aunt. Yeah, right. Right, my uncle on that, yeah, my uncle on that of my, well, nobody really cared if I said this, so I don't think he cares, right, actually. My Uncle Mike and my Aunt Jonna, right. I know, really odd naming choice for for a woman, right. But anyway, well, that's of course, what our parents chose for me, and yet again, my other grandmother, who thankfully enough and fortunately enough has no mental issues despite her old age, which is awesome and very fortunate, right? And I feel so happy and blessed about that. I really do. But anyway, I digress. As time went on, unfortunately, my grandmother, right, started to, because of the negative different side effects that can transpire, different side effects that can transpire from the disease of dementia. Then, as most typical people who have are diagnosed or have the mental disability of dementia, ended up getting diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, and then also was then diagnosed with a little bit of short-term attention deficit disorder. A bit after, just before I had the ability to end up venturing on my own and be able to, well, don't get too concerned, people. I literally want to end up going back and being able to see my grandmother in points and still visit her. Right, so see, I'm not trying to completely abandon her or leave her behind, all right? I'm not that inconsiderate or heartless to my own family. I love my family. I really care about my family. It's just that, right, I get busy sometimes with my own little personal little projects just a bit, and I've had some others too that quite literally sometimes I just don't always have time, and sometimes that's the same for them. They get busy with their own lives, that sometimes we don't always have time for each other, sadly enough, right? Just somewhat. I know it's an unfortunate, regrettable fact of life, but I've learned, but of course I accept it, right? Anyway, right. So anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to put it together, okay? I am just trying to put my sentence structured together in the order of this story, of this such long series of stories. Anyway, to continue on in order to get rid of, and I only ascertain only about 98% of my autism remaining, thankfully enough, which is great. Right, which is now why I speak much more fluently and much more greatly truly greatly grammatically accurate, efficient, and fluent sentence structures. Right, without a shadow of a doubt, right. And the thing of it is that in order to be able to help, and it did help, and my family felt it was a good option, I was ended up being sent to, well, I'll just say the name of it. Ended up being sent to a Christian mental health facility, health facility, in order to be able to help help me overcome the last mental issues when it came towards my autism, pretty much throughout that of over throughout that of overwrite. That, and not only that, the stress of having to take care of my grandmother alone literally ended up putting so much stress on my own mind a bit, that I'm sorry to say it, I had a little bit of a mental breakdown. But I'm fortunate enough to say, about after halfway through the month of literally having some time off, of having to take care of a dementia patient for over two years all on my own, my mental stability came back quite efficiently, no problem. I ended up not having the burden, the sad, regrettable, slight negative burden, and anybody who's taking care of a dementia patient all on their own, yet again, right, of mentioning that, knows the heavy, unfortunate, somewhat sad burden, and right, to literally see your own loved one, as time goes on. And trust me, it was emotional and hard on the entire family, especially my Uncle Mike. My Uncle Mike is, and I hope he's fine if I say this in the video content. If he's not, I'll apologize to him later if it's too personal for him. But for him, okay? It's just that, right. Right. Well, I don't think it's fine, because we literally shared the information about this on Facebook, so I think it's fine, and I can be able to disclose this without an invasion of his privacy, of course, right, is that right, it was especially hard on my uncle, because my Uncle Mike is literally my grandmother's son, okay? So, yeah, it was so greatly hard on him, him the most. But trust me, it was just as hard on me, as it was you, my Uncle Mike. Seriously, okay? And I'm glad you now comprehend and understand now that you're the one who's taking care of her, right. And one thing I've learned about when it comes to her special case of dementia is that unless there's many people who literally agree with a certain statement around her, given the logical perspective, that when it comes to her mind and her brain now, unfortunately, and the confines of her mental personification, personification, or consciousness, or eternal mental consciousness, that unfortunately enough, if she doesn't have enough people around her to be able to agree, and literally if she doesn't have enough people around her to take care of her, she ends up, my grandmother, unfortunately, because of her dementia, ended up having so much irrational irrational, illogical temper, unfortunately, temper tantrums. And because she has dementia, sadly and regrettably enough, and it's hard to say if it'll ever be cured or treated, and I don't know if it ever will be, no matter how much. And well, this is my own spiritual belief, so you can believe what you want to believe, all right? So if you want to believe that my grandmother will never ever be treated and cured of her dementia, that's fine with all of you, my viewers, all right? I believe, however, that, without a shadow of a doubt, that there is a way eventually, but it's an extremely hard struggle for, well, I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. I think you get the idea of where well, let's just say one thing, because of my religious belief. I don't believe God or Jesus Christ is to blame for it, okay? I don't believe they're the ones to blame for it, and they're causing my grandmother's suffering, okay? That would mean, yes, the other source with my beliefs, okay? So I know I didn't want to go into detail about that. I apologize for anybody who I know isn't this belief out there when it comes to my viewer contents, knowing that, YouTube is a worldwide international video sharing.com or site, right? Okay, but anyway, yes. Yes, so because of all that, eventually I had to get myself established and be able to then end up living on my own and venture out on my own and get myself established, which I've been established for a little bit more than over an entire year, thankfully enough, right, into my own apartment complex, as once again you viewers all see right behind myself. Right, but like I said, until my camera is able to, and I'll have to edit and cut out, sadly and regrettably enough, the video content, and I'll have to literally put a splice edit into doing a beginning introduction and then putting in the already pre-recorded, the earlier pre-recorded content of me showing a visual representation of my entire apartment complex with right. And one thing I unfortunately do not like about now having to use, and well, I'm thinking, for all my viewers who have stayed loyal to me over the years, and yeah, I know it's not a lot anymore, I'm aware of that. Yeah, that for any that have stayed loyal to me over the 3 to 4 years on my YouTube channel, right, know quite well what this cowboy hat now always usually represents. After I, of course, purchased this cowboy hat, and it's a part of the update video, right. But anyway, right, I've been doing good, but I also have been doing volunteer work, all right? Yeah, to be able to, no doubt about it, without a doubt, right, be able to, help be able to help people around myself and help people in my community. And other than that, donating whatever financial sources I can to charity. And if you're curious about it, okay, good, all right, there we go. And if you're no. Look, sorry about that. If you're once again, if you're truly wondering, yes. Hold on, I'm thinking a little, okay? Okay, I think I've got it. All right. When it comes to my financial budget situation, which I've never disclosed this information, but I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, because of my autism, I end up getting Social Security money from the government. Of course, I'm not going to be an ignoramus or an imbecile or disclose how much financially wise money I tend to obviously earn earn, but let's just say, being brief and vague about it, that it's still quite a lot of money, okay? Right, but not a whole lot of money. Thus, I live off through my Social Security money, a bit of a middle class lifestyle. And unfortunately enough, due to my grandparents, and I don't know why this was an intellectual undersight for them, even before my grandfather got Lou Gehrig's disease, was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease, and my grandmother was diagnosed with her mental disability, sadly enough, why they literally forgot to help me establish when I was younger more in my 20s, a 410k. Right, a 410k. Or in other words, a better retirement. A better retirement plan, because as everyone knows, you need to set up or establish a retirement plan better when you're in your 20s, instead of now I have to literally set up my retirement plan, and for any viewer has kept up to date to me. Yes, I'm 30 years old. I know. But people go, but Master Chief 1 or Nash, you don't look like you're 30 years old. You look like you're an 18-year-old guy still. That's the thing. I've said in my Sly Cooper Thieves in Time 100% walkthrough that I actually am blessed with some special. And if you don't believe me about this, with talents and stuff, but look at Ripley's Believe It or Not of some somewhat unique superhumans out there. Right. Yes, I have some semi-superhuman abilities. And one of those superhuman abilities is having outward external eternal youth, okay? Right. That means that literally I look younger, far younger than what I am supposed to look like for my age. Right, and that's a blessing. Right, not a miracle, a blessing. Right, I don't believe in the word a miracle, okay? That is one thing I'm sad enough to, I'm going to say for the Israelite people out there, I just don't believe in the definitional term of a miracle, knowing what it really means, okay? And the Rugrats gave a great, magnificent representation. Watch the Hanukkah episode of what a miracle, from Tommy Pickles, right, of literally what a miracle, the definition term of what really a miracle means. And trust me, that's why I don't believe in the word miracle. I believe in blessing, not a miracle, right? I know it gets annoying to hear the world literally always say miracle, 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 miracle. But I've learned in public to accept it and not get on people's butts about, always saying miracle, 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 because I just got to remember that it's a society norm flaw out there, right? that literally is going to be so difficult that people will that would take such a long enduring time before people would ever stop using that word and as a societal habit, right? So anyway, yeah, when it comes to the world. So anyway, right, and I know I'm seeing this 48 minutes. I know, but don't worry about it, people. I'm just about done with it, with my explanation. And I'm so close with it. I'm happy about that. And yes, I've taken a cut break from it, and I had to. I have to get myself a small-time paying job that doesn't get in the way of me of losing Social Security money that is also needed to be able to save for retirement money for myself in my bachelor living lifestyle. And yes, I know you're probably wondering, but bachelor? Well, I'll explain far more in my next video project. And also, you might be wondering, but Master Chief 1, you don't explain about, what about your mother? What about your father? What about them? Them throughout your life. What's happened with them? Well, I want to say something. I literally have the reversal, unfortunately enough, of Sly, most likely and most probably, Sly Cooper's Sly Cooper's background unfortunate background and very sad background story. Right. So when it comes to my next video project, and because it's just about the 20th anniversary of the entire Sly Cooper series, right? Only 1 year away, as everybody knows. That's true, dedicated super fans like myself out there when it comes to the Sly Cooper series. Without a doubt. Right. That my next big video game project, and I have no issues whatsoever capturing it on my Elgato game capture card right now, and to be able to game capture card right now, and be able to literally share the content with you guys. It's gonna be great! But here is the problem that I've had with the Sly Cooper HD collection. And I know it's not really my fault, okay? I know that I've been reluctant about wanting to have to do it. And I know I'm speaking kind of fast. I'm aware, but this is already a 50-minute video, and I'm trying to be quick about this. And I'm glad I'm able to speak fast and not have to think about what I'm doing and speaking. Thanks, autism. That was one mental thing that always was a benefit. If I didn't think before I speak, that's awesome. I know some people may feel like, wow, that's a blessing, right? You literally can think of these thoughts coming into your head really fast sometimes, and you don't literally have to think about it before you speak, right? It's just one of the many weird mental benefits of literally, except for some autistic people out there. Well, I was rare with my autism. I literally ended up having my well, not my electromagnetic, but my electric. Sorry about that. Yeah, not basically automaton or technically automaton or metal alloy or robotic terminology. I digressly tiny bit apologize yet again for that. But yes, my electrical impulses or my axons were my axon nerves ended up becoming as time went on, ended up becoming, and well, you can believe what you want to believe when it comes to the source of autism, but I know this to be true, that unlike most people with autism who their fear receptor gets larger, my case of Asperger's syndrome was rare, and it is that literally, without a shadow of a doubt, right, my fear receptor, in my brain has been completely disabled. Right. Now, I've learned over the years there's a difference between fear and concern, okay? And I still get concerned, okay? I do. That's why I care so much about my family. But I'm not fearful like other people. That's a good blessing of mine. That is why whenever I go into haunted houses and stuff, I'm not scared. Okay? That's awesome, right? Or anything of the sort. I'm not scared of roller coasters. I'm not that. It's great because it's a blessing in many ways because Literally, my fear doesn't have any control over me. Yes. And you might be wondering, yes, my voice has matured now. I listened to a pre-recording of myself, and I'm happy about that. Finally, my voice sounds like a 30-year-old guy. Yes! I'm sorry, I know. Last bit of my puberty that was such a big postponal bit of my puberty. Trust me, my best female friend, and I won't tell you her name and stuff to, not disclose her, she literally didn't recognize my voice. And I'm glad you guys are visually seeing myself instead of this being an audio recording, because you would not recognize my voice anymore. Yes, that's the last change I did. I literally now sound like I'm 30 years old. Right. So I'm not having that little bit of a tiny high-pitched sound voice that makes me sound like I'm like 18 or 20-something years old anymore. And well, let's just say, now that I'm 30 years old, it's been a little more difficult to get fat off my body a bit now that I'm experiencing a little bit of the effects of older age just a little bit. But don't worry, I'm doing a pretty great job now again. Unfortunately enough, I had been eating too much of the sweets just a little bit, and don't worry, I'm not doing that anymore, thank goodness. I'm dieting and I'm exercising whenever I can. Well, I mean, I'm exercising whenever I can, then doing dieting. Right, giving my bit of my busy schedule, my busy schedule, kind of now trying to get a new job, doing my hobby, and literally doing my next little project. And yes, I know this is already over an hour long, but don't worry, I'll put in the description a big disclaimer that says this is like a long play video. Okay, guys? This is a short long play video that I've done before with my really special Donkey Kong Country Let's Play. My Donkey Kong Country 2 melon only Let's Play. Which if I didn't have so many stupid capture glitches from my unfortunately enough, through old age, malfunctioning and no longer efficiently working former computer console. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. I wouldn't have missed it glitching and literally cutting out certain bits of video content from that. But don't worry, I will no doubt. But here's the thing, people. When my younger brother, ended up moving away to be with his fiance now, right? Name's Rebecca, mind you. So eventually, one day, I'll have a sister-in-law. Yeah, he ended up taking my Xbox 360 console, and he took the Nintendo Wii console with him. So yeah, that's why I've been having so much trouble. But thank goodness I've got some good news. Got very fortunate good news about that. Where I live now, that I live back in my kind of big hometown, birth town, right? There's awesomely enough a small, very small, but they don't have very good supply of video games and consoles very much. It's a location here within Michigan, is that of Disc Traders. I won't exactly tell you where it is unless anybody in the comments asks me in detail where in Michigan can I find it. It's actually in one of the most well-known and famous small cities in Michigan. So yes, and you should know it. I'll definitely say it. Cereal City, Kellogg, all that. So right, really cool is one of my great aunts actually ended up at a time working for the Kellogg cereal company, awesomely enough. And she's actually a genius. So yeah. And I know my autism has hindered my mental capacity over the years, and thus I wasn't able to show off I was genius to super genius because, well, yeah, that's one of the flaws that autism brings. So it was a great, unfortunate mental hindrance handicap over these years, okay? So if you saw over all the years why I'm going so much and literally repeating words at points, it was my autism, guys. And not only that, as you see, right, Well, anyway, I'll go into a little bit of a brief explanation about my very special Sly Cooper project. Because look, guys, I like to do originality for you. I don't want to show you guys the same thing that everybody else has obviously done. I don't roll like that. I know you viewers want to see something new, something original, something that hasn't been done before. That's why with Kingdom Hearts, I'm not of course, doing level one critical mode playthroughs of the game. Okay, well, I'll do it one day, but I'm just, and it's hard, and some of them are very hard, mind you, extremely hard. And you know which one, and you Kingdom Hearts dedicated super fans know quite well which ones are hard. I'm not Everglow. I'm sorry, I'm just not as talented as Everglow, okay? I mean, I'm not going to put it down the number. I know exactly where I rank as, in world-wise as the, when it comes to being a good Kingdom Hearts player, but I'm not going to put the number because when I put that in a comment section below, somebody called me an absolute imbecile or an absolute idiot. But I know better. I know I am that number when it comes to when it comes to the world, and it's a kind of high number of being that of one of the still maybe not top 10, top 20, but still one of the best Kingdom Hearts players in the world, okay? I'm just not, top 10 material, sadly enough. Everglow is. I know he's top 10, okay? So, yeah, I'm going to suffer more when it comes to a level 1 critical mode for certain ones. I'm just not Everglow. I'm just not the top 10 best Kingdom Hearts players of all time. And quite literally, this is a shocker and a surprise a little bit to some people. But yes, the top 10 Kingdom Hearts, I've looked through and analyzed the research on this, that quite literally the top 10 Kingdom Hearts players are not really even Japanese themselves. And literally, Everglow, he's an Italian guy. So yeah. An Italian only guy. An Italian only guy. I'm not Italian, I know, so maybe my accent's a little off, but it's not as bad as SLY'S Italian accent from, obviously an opera of fear or that of 40 Thieves, right? Right, of course. We're I literally sound like Mario, and it was so obvious, and that's why I laugh every time I hear it, because it's a break the fourth wall reference. Oh, I mean, reference, but I know, I was just having a little more fun, but Sly would definitely do that, right, reference, when he's literally saying it, because Bentley says, "You've got the worst Italian accent I've ever heard, no offense." But I concur with Bentley, I agree, Sly, you've got one of the worst Italian accents I've ever heard too, right. Right, it's so fortunate enough that for you, the guards are somewhat stupid, they're just somewhat stupid, or they don't really pay attention to a person's Italian accent, because you literally got past that, from the flashlight dog guards that were patrolling in Opera of Fear, right? You just got somewhat lucky that they don't pay attention to a person's dialect, right? Or accent, in other words. Well, right. Very well. Right. Neither did Don Octavio, really. Otherwise, they would have obviously suspected you as being a phony, no doubt. Anyway, right. So, my special Sly Cooper, my special Sly Cooper series, that is going to be that of Let's Plays, obviously. Yes, Let's Plays, because I've already done the playthroughs. But still, they're still going to be 100% playthroughs, guys. But here's the thing that everybody knows about the Sly Cooper HD collection, why I've been reluctant about wanting to purchase it. You guys are already pretty self-aware about, and just about every Sly Cooper fan is self-aware, unfortunately enough about the cutscene glitches, and the cutscene glitch when it comes that happens when it comes towards the mission objective or the job objective of when Sly literally goes down into the submarine and literally has to end up destroying through the submarine's functional submersible cannons, has to literally destroy a set of literally literally underwater treasure chest against Sir Raleigh's savaging savage, not savaging, but salvageable. There we go, salvageable. Yeah, sorry, they're so interrelatedly close to one another in pronunciation. But yeah, salvageable, or in other words, retrieving crab minions. Right. That there's a big glitch that happens with that too, even though it's not a cutscene glitch. And you see, that's the problem. There were plenty of cutscene glitches that I knew about that, guys. I knew about that. And also, there's a bit of a glitch issue when it comes to guards and alert phases. Right. But I did learn one thing about through my research a bit and seeing people's video content that literally not only does the game look nicer, and I knew that by visual display representations, that it looks that looks graphically aspectual wise a far more improved quality aspectual ratio when it comes to efficient pixel processing, artificial and data input processing when it comes to pixelation resolution, when it comes to the exact display amount of display comprehensive input of pixelation inputs and stuff like that, when it comes to quality pixelation. Right. So yeah. Right, that's why I've been so reluctant about wanting to record that of the Sly Cooper HD collection. But other than a Let's Play, I'm going to literally end up doing, once again, returning moves, or in other words, moves, power-ups, or gadgets only, and do it that way, so it's more of a little more of a challenge. Because you guys have already seen me use the best moves, gadgets, or power-ups in order to be able to accomplish it. And I'm using returning ones. I want to explain to myself, for slide 2, I literally consider the voltage attack move to literally be a returning move. And I know people are going to say, but Master Chief, the voltage attack move doesn't actually come back into the Sly Cooper series. You literally are wrong about that. No, I'm not wrong. As a special unlockable Sly mask and a special Easter egg that, as everybody knows, references one of the other most famous and iconic PlayStation mascot companies, and from Sucker Punch's time of the Infamous series about Cole's electric amp from Infamous 2. Right. Which I gotta say, it's the better Infamous game, no doubt about it, from Infamous 1. Yes, right. I think it's a much greater and better game the way it was done, obviously. So, right. That literally, that move acts like voltage attack from that of Sly 2 Band of Thieves. So that's why I'm gonna use it, guys. Well, mostly majority of guys and viewers, right? I know, maybe some females, but I know my viewer content, and I know that I don't have that many females that view my video content because, well, the sad truth is that there's not as many female video game players out there as there are males, sadly enough. It's still that way when it comes towards, when it comes to world society standards, that the majority of video game players I know are guys, okay? But I have to not say that because I know there's females out there that play video games also, right? Well, anyway, one last bit of detail is that, right, I know, sadly enough, Sucker Punch and Sanzaru Games are never going to get around to establishing, and regrettably enough, never making a Sly Cooper 5. And, well, the chances of there being an actual Sly Cooper 5 video game ever being able to be made are, well, slim. I know, are slim. But there is some fortunate good news without a doubt. Right. I've literally found a, Damsel Interactive. Yes, that's the YouTube channel user's name. I've literally found him on YouTube. And guess what this guy's doing? He's literally another Sly Cooper super fan like myself. Right. That literally is doing and literally people, read the description, okay? Read the dang description. Description like I do when it comes to his videos, okay? His work is still a work in progress situation. He doesn't go into too much detail because he's literally trying to keep it a secret, but his work is still a work in progress, a little bit of development, obviously. All right, he's not done, of course, but he's literally gonna try to develop a magnificent, high definition quality Sly Cooper 5 movie, and that is awesome! Video game movie, and that's great, without a doubt. Right, it's called Sly Cooper Court of Thieves. If you want to know more about it, I'll literally share the description links to it in my description in this brief description detail within the video. Yeah, within this very long video, okay? And I hope that you guys have the mental capacity in order to be able, and I'm not being boring here. I think quite clearly I am talking about a lot of good, important details after being gone. And I'm apologize. I know I should have done it, but I think you now guys quite comprehend why I haven't been doing an update. I didn't do an update video for over 3 to 4 years now. Okay, guys? Okay, my viewers? Right. So I'm sorry about that. I'm so sorry. But thank goodness after I'm done recording this camera thing, I can be able to now share and upload my video onto YouTube, which is awesome. Right. Okay. Anyway. Right. And hopefully, if it's possible, depending on what it is, because I'll have to talk to Damsel Interactive in detail about this. And really, I'd like to be able to, if I can, be able to help you. Really, I'd like to. The thing of it is, however, well, I might not have the technology capable of being able to help you input highly sophisticated artificial virtual data in data input codes, and be able to type and input computer artificial intelligence comprehensional AI, or in other words video game logic logic. I'm sorry, hold on. Okay. Video game video game logic comprehension processing software when it comes towards that of computer displayed visual visual gaming characters, or be able to input, obviously input, and you'll have to do this on your own, right, sadly enough. And I'm sorry about that too. I really am. And accurate voice acting vocalization, even though, I know you may never be able to get the the Sly Cooper the original Sly Cooper voice acting cast for it. I understand that. I clearly comprehend that, all right? And I know the distance away from it, I probably can never travel to where you probably live. Living in Michigan myself, as I've mentioned previously in the past, right, with update videos, right, I may live too far away for myself to ever travel to. I would so love to one day because of the Wild Western theme, and it's my favorite when it comes to Cedar Point. You know, the frontier trail and frontier town. Right. Literally, one day I would love to, but I may never be able to travel to it because it's over 2,000 miles away. I'd love to travel to that, to that city, small city. Well, it's either city or small city in Southern California where Knott's Berry Farm is located. But I have some very fortunate news without a shadow of a doubt. One day, I might actually be able to because my younger brother and and his fiancee Rebecca actually live in that of North Carolina, right? And thus, one day I might be able to go to that of Carowinds and be able to ride Ferry 325, right? Which would be awesome, and all the different rides, and be able to do a video of that of my trip. And yes, that's what I'm doing next. I am going to be going to Cedar Point for their postponed 150th anniversary celebration. And I'm doing a video, of course, of that, guys. I'm sorry, the graphical quality will not be great, and I'm sorry about the blur that will happen during the summer day that I'm going to be going to. I had to wait until that of late August. And trust me, by the time I end up going and recording, it'll be about August 10th. I'll put captions on like my previous videos, like, Coaster Bob would, of course, Sex 62 would, and literally end up sharing, no doubt about it, my trip. Now, I gotta mention one thing about it. Mention one thing. Sorry. My cousin Kiefer and now his fiancee Amy. I always knew those two would get together without a doubt. Very nice, right? Lovingly enough. Yes, Amy is now his fiancee, actually, which is very nice. Anyway, okay. Anyway, Kiefer. My cousin Kiefer and his fiancee Amy, because they're saving money for their wedding this year, they can't be able to end up attending and being able to accompany me for this very fun trip to that of Cedar Point for the 150th anniversary. But I do have some very fortunate good news though. Kiefer's and my other uncle, Dad, my Uncle Johnny, with my Aunt Olivia, and their youngest son, Adrian, with Cody being their middle child, Kiefer being their oldest child, will actually be able to end up attending, attending with me this year, this year on my trip for the 150th anniversary of Cedar Point. And I had to wait quite a while because, well, given the time roster and the amount of time and the exact amount of days and times that the parade float was going to be running for the 150th anniversary, I was a bit reluctantly postponed of not doing this trip sooner, like I intended to. So yeah, so sorry about that, guys. And yes, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to use my older camera, which the biggest flaw about that is literally showing off my face. Face, and literally not being able to end up like my phone, awesomely enough, being able to see a visual recording representation of my face, regrettably enough. But I think I'll definitely fix that. I am going to literally tell, and I know he knows how to work a camera, so that's good. I'm going to tell my Uncle Johnny and my Aunt Olivia for any frontal visual displays of myself that I want to share that quite, when I'm recording, that quite literally, and it won't be much. I won't be showing off my face too often in the video, right? But I'll have to for a little bit when I get there to Cedar Point for tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow, right? But by the time I upload this video, this is already already over a long played amount of time. This is going to take kind of a while to upload onto YouTube. I know, I'm already aware. This might only display in 720p quality, so don't worry about it, guys, okay? It'll still be good quality, but yeah, not the best quality possible. Well, because my webcam can only display as far in 720p quality, graphic quality wise and all that. But anyway, let me briefly finish up with Sly Cooper. Yes, Sly Cooper. My own personal thoughts involving Sanzaru's last game, just a little bit with Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. I am so disappointed, and I really am, how much of hypocrites, mostly hypocrites you are, Sanzaru Games. You literally mentioned in virtual comments and virtual comments and interviews on the internet quite well that you guys were literally, quote, Sly Cooper super fans. For crying out loud, you're not Sly Cooper super fans. I'm a Sly Cooper super fan. Damsel Interactive is a Sly Cooper super fan. And literally, I think if I recall correctly, there's one other guy. There's one other guy, a deviant artist who's literally, I gotta say, and you guys all know if you're Sly Cooper fans what I'm talking about here. The greatest Sly Cooper 6 comic of all time. But I can't help him with that. He's already done with the comics. So, right, there is no way I can be able to do it when it comes to his very extremely popular Sly Cooper fan fiction comment on DeviantArt. And literally, the thing of it is, I know people are wondering, Master Chief 1, why haven't you decided to become that of? Well, I haven't had the time to be able to create myself and become a deviant artist. I'm a very talented and great artist. I really am. Literally, I'm a magnificent artist. I could literally, no doubt, draw Sly Cooper characters, and I have drawn certain Sly Cooper video game characters before, and guards, and literally they look great the way I drew. I ended up drawing them. Yes, I know how to draw the magnificent, cartoony, aspectual side of Sly Cooper, and be able to, display style, right, and be able to write. So yeah, I could definitely, if Sanzaru Games and Sucker Punch were still working on the Sly Cooper series, I could definitely be hired as an artist and an idea. And as an idea, a computer programmer, and an idea, a developer based, somewhat a bit of a developer, right? But unfortunately enough, the problem is that, right, I would hope that they could give me just small pay because, right, and hopefully they would, right, so that it doesn't interfere with my Social Security. But yeah, I could definitely have ended up right, but I know they're not hiring anymore. So, right, that is a real shame. They're not hiring anymore. And well, I would not want to be hired by Sanzaru Games worth crap, okay? Okay? Literally, I know they would not listen. I know they would not listen to me because I look like I'm an 18-year-old guy. Right, sadly enough, and regrettably enough. Ugh. And man, what a well done job you guys did. You guys did with all those somewhat bad, stupid, faulty glitches. And I'll go more into detail about this. And you're poor, and as people already know and have explained so many times, you Sly Cooper viewers have about all the stinking, immense, somewhat bad, mostly bad and immense, poor story structure, and mostly immensely bad graphical, bad glitches that transpire. Oh my goodness. And the thing of it is, I know you guys didn't really give a rat, well, I'm gonna swear a bit, but I don't care, a rat's ass ass about us Sly Cooper, really huge, truly dedicated fans to super fans out there like myself to really, really obviously enough make something that we would be definitely proud of, and give the Sly Cooper series the justice it deserves. Right. Metaphorically speaking, of course. Well, I think it fits appropriately. What I just said. Justice. Law and order, crime, justice. All conceptual ideas when it comes to Sly Cooper series. And I know people get this so wrong, but I'll go in more detail about the next thing, about what type of gaming in my Let's Play, right? In my Let's Plays of what type of game Sly Cooper really is, like I've mentioned before, in some description comments on other people's videos on Sly Cooper content a little bit, right? So anyway, right. And I'll go more into detail about the bad guys, the bad guys slash villains and master thieves, and what I thought about each one, and literally where I know some people literally don't think that, unfortunately, unlike myself, think things quite thoroughly through when it comes towards intellectual details, and literally not having very good sociology skills. Right, to be able to comprehend as much as I can, because that's where I strive in being a super genius, being able to know magnificently enough, now efficiently, having such a magnificent sense of psychology and sociology, right? But given how psychology and sociology professions are literally high-paying careers, right? yeah, that's why I can't do it. I can't be a sociologist or a right. And also, I don't really want to be I want to be maybe a small-time American historian, but I know, sadly and regrettably enough, when it comes to America now, society just doesn't really care. Sadly and regrettably enough, the majority of society just doesn't really care about their, history anymore. And that's a really unfortunate shame, in my opinion. I love history. I magnificently enough, am mostly an expert in the field of history, and especially American history. It was my profession for quite a long time, but knowing that many people aren't interested in, and I'd really like to be able to help people and be able to, no doubt about it, want to be around people who have the same, really have the great same interest in me. A lot of different people, not just older people, but other people, which is basically what the majority of people outside of myself, really like when it comes towards, history. And, the great, highly, significant, crucial importance of history, of history, without a doubt, like Ishtar says when it comes towards the first Yu-Gi-Oh anime, right? Right. Okay, then let's see. Right. So anyway, if Damsel Interactive is willing to want to talk and interview with me after seeing this video, and I'll tell him about this update video. Wants to talk with me and be able to listen to my own, and if he's willing to, like, similar to Sucker Punch did, better than Sanzaro Games ever did, no doubt about that. Right. Literally wants to end up obviously listening to my own little idea, my own little conceptual ideas when it comes to mission and job elements, and basically his own ideas when it comes to mission and job elements and storyline plot yeah, obviously plot structure elements. I'm willing and quite concurrently, willing to oblige and listen and listen to your insight and your intel and vice versa, and hopefully vice versa vice. Right. If you are willing to comply and willing to cooperate with me. Right. Yeah. So, after this long-winded and long play description, and I know this is the longest description video I've ever done. But anyway, yes, my thing, and I can't wait once again to ride my favorite roller coaster of all time, Steel Vengeance, y'all! Right, and you see my Wild Western hat. So, right, I cannot wait to be able to, and I do a magnificent Wild Western accent. And now, if anybody who hasn't read my comments for my Sly Cooper Thieves in Time 100% walkthrough knows my favorite timeline is Wild West, yo! Right, my favorite ancestor, of course, is Tennessee Kid Cooper, yo! Right. My Tennessee Kid Cooper. Right. Yeah. Without a doubt. Yeah. Anyway. And my favorite time, and like I said, my favorite timeline now. I know I had to really think about it, guys, or majority of guys, with maybe some females, my viewers, right? But I guarantee and say it that indeed, right. I know only 390 subscribers, but I know it's it may be somewhat of my fault. But now I hope you viewers can comprehend, understand, and respect that it wasn't my fault. It was not my fault entirely. And I think you can quite logically now comprehend, understand, and if you were willing to listen to all the details about it and not think I was too boring, long-winded, right. I just had a lot to say, guys. I just had a lot to say, viewers. I really did. Okay? And I'm glad to be able to share a little bit more about my own personal life. I know you viewers have been asking me for years. I know that to be true, about a little bit more about my own life. Okay? Well, as you see, I have a bit of plenty of unfortunate things about my life. I'm not uncomfortable about sharing some stuff about my life, but it's just that my family appreciates, when it comes to this stuff being so personal, their privacy, okay? And that's why I can't, unless they're comfortable with it, disclose this information. Or otherwise, yeah, they would get on my emotional proverbial butt, proverbial, metaphorically speaking, but as as a concerning, overcaring family out of love, right, about, and about their own so-called, and they may not, and literally, they really don't need to, really feel, and I understand them sometimes. It's the annoying people out there. I get it. I have that issue too. Right. But I don't really care immensely what other people think, thank goodness. Without a doubt, I only appreciate those people who, clearly treat me with respect, right, and love, right, which is very nice. And as for other people, I'll just now either ignore them or verbally talk to them rudely back, back if they disrespect me. But I won't get mad about it unless, of course, depending on religious beliefs, right, I feel that they did, I feel they're doing something that violates my religious beliefs, that basically violates my religious beliefs, basically. Right, and I think you guys kind of get the detail of that, of where I get upset by if you're religious enough, religious enough, right. Yeah. So I have really good control anger now. I don't get upset. I don't get upset, like Murray. I don't get upset I don't get upset absolutely for no good reason whatsoever at all at all. That does it! I'll floss your teeth with my spine! The Murray has returned! I'm sorry. I can't help it. Yeah, see? Sly Cooper super fan. I literally quoted the Murray quite well. Right? Sorry. Well, I mean, I don't really, in that sense love them, but I just mean their characters, their personality, their design most of the time, except for how Sorrow Games displayed them kind of story-wise, but Sucker Punch's version of Sly Cooper, Bentley the Turtle, the Murray, Carmelita Montoya Fox, and all the other characters of the Sly Cooper series. So many of them, right? And I'll be talking about that in my Let's Play of it, right? Showing all the true returning moves. And yes, this means that there'll be certain moves coming back. And so I don't have to talk about this in the Let's Play as much, right? Where I'm going to literally show moves that I didn't show off, like the truly worst Sly Cooper Master Thief technique, move, and gadget. Yeah, there's also technique, so right, and gadget in the entire true history of the Sly Cooper series, the slow move, or the thief reflexes move. But I'll be showing that as a bonus video, as a bonus description video. And also, I'll finally at last end up for sharing it for both Sly Cooper 100% Thieves in Time walkthrough and stuff. I'll finally be doing those bonus videos of literally showing off the functionality on guards entirely of Cole's electric amp. And I'll also finally at last show off where except for Sly Cooper, well, I'll do that too, right? But show off every Clockwork location in Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, and I'll show off and I'll be able to show off what. If I don't use a move, well, that'll be pretty much in Sly Cooper Thieves in Time more than anything. What any gadget to move ends up doing. Well, I'll also then I'll be a mostly returning power-ups only kind of. Yeah, power-ups only kind of. Oh, well, actually, no. I'll show it at the end. What each upgradable power-up does, right? That's new. So never mind about that, right? When it comes to Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, right? But I'll go more into detail of what I know so many of you dedicated Sly Cooper fans and gamers of the Sly Cooper series, viewers of video gaming content and stuff out there, right? Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, no doubt about it, right. No, or so many of the many detrimental flaws of Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. But I will explain where I feel those flaws. What some of those flaws are, with my own personal opinions when it comes to that, versus what other people's own personal opinions may be when it comes towards the unfortunate story and character aspectual detail issues with the game, right? And I know, I've talked in the comments section plenty of times about that with some of you viewers when it came towards my great, one of my greatest, well, basically, I'm going to say it without a shadow of a doubt. One of my metaphorically speaking magnum opus type
type of either walkthrough, playthrough, or let's play, right? And I know the Sly Cooper series, when I do it again, this is going to be my magnum opus. And for Sly 2 Band of Thieves and Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves, I will show off finally at last because finally at last the cheat code for that of the Tom cheat and technically speaking the rush, the mega jump cheat and the rush cheat move, which is basically the master thief technique of the fast technique. I know which Cooper ancestor did it, but I don't want to go into detail about that. I'll be sharing that in the in the Let's Play. So anyway, this has been the Master Chief One, y'all, and I really hope you managed to enjoy the truly fantastic video of the 150th anniversary celebration of my video of Cedar Point. If you really like Cedar Point as much as I do, I'm believing it's the world's greatest amusement park, and I'll see you all later, y'all, and goodbye.